The first iPhone. Things that you did not know about it, or more likely forgot about if you're of our age. When was it released? Hold on here. I got the wrong date.
What was it?
Because I thought I had it listed that it was released in January, but I don't think the original iPhone was. I think the original iPhone came out on June 29th, 2007. I'm not quite sure why I was doing this now, because that information is incorrect.
Oh.
But we'll roll with it. So yeah, so it was released June 29th, 2007. It sold over 6 million units. And it was actually discontinued just shortly, like a year later, by the way. The original iPhone launched without an app store.
Mm-hmm.
Users were limited to actually, don't forget the pictures here. Users were limited to the pre-installed apps, and Steve Jobs initially envisioned third-party apps being accessed through Safari as web applications. Basic features like copy and paste were not available on the first iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And this limitation was not addressed until the iPhone OS 3.0 in 2009, leaving early users to get creative when moving text around. I still remember my assistant down in Florida, Ashley, who's now actually doing amazing for herself down in radio down there. I remember when she got one, I think it was for Christmas maybe, or her birthday. And she didn't have a case, because remember, cases weren't really that big of a thing.
No.
So she just carried around the box that it came in to keep the phone safe.
Yeah. I just remember people were very standoffish from it because they didn't trust it right away. I mean, I remember I had the iPod when one of the first iPods. I still have it somewhere, from 2003, and it was about the same size as the iPhone. And I just remember thinking, Jesus.
I had an iPod Touch.
There you go.
That looked just like this. The only difference was obviously it just didn't make phone calls. Now, the first iPhone only supported 2G networks, which were significantly slower, obviously, than what we have going on today. So this meant that browsing on the web or loading any content was ridiculously slow. Of course, the stuff was a lot smaller back then as well. Did you know the original iPhone had a 2-megapixel camera with no video recording capability? While revolutionary for its time, its camera lagged behind other phones in features and quality. By comparison, the iPhone 14 Pro series made a massive leap from 12 to a 48-megapixel camera. So think about how far we've come there. And I believe this picture was taken with the original iPhone camera.
I mean, that's all they are now. It's just cameras, no longer phones.
And finally, users could only run one app at a time with no ability to switch between apps or keep them running in the background. Even basic multitasking did not appear until the release of iOS 4 in 2010.
So the first iPhone I got was probably about 2012, 2013, and I didn't realize that you had to close the apps down. I thought once you just went to a different one or whatever, it would automatically close it. And some girl I was dating at the time, she had a kid, and the kid was playing games on my phone, and he's like, "Why do you have all these apps and windows open?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You got 20 apps and windows open on here." I was like, "Well, how do you get rid of them?" He goes, "You just scroll up on them and they disappear." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, I was sitting there somehow, right?
Yeah, I'm sitting there with 20 different, apps and windows from the internet open, draining my battery because I have no clue how to.
It's just all kinds of adult websites. Frank's like, whoa, what's going on there?
I don't even think it was. I can't remember, but it was funny.
I like how your immediate response isn't no. It's I don't think so.
Well, I don't think it was. I mean, he didn't say
you never know.
He didn't say, "Hey, look, Elizabeth Shue's boobies."
Yeah, it is.